Abortion is preeminently a gospel issue and will end as soon as the Church of Jesus Christ makes up her mind to bring it.
The particular Church of Jesus Christ of which you speak is not the universal Church of Jesus Christ. It happens to be yours. It happens to be your particular evangelical, basically biblically substantiated church. And the problem with that is not all of Christianity uses the Bible as the only standard by which it measures itself. Therefore, those of us in other denominations do not put ourselves in the same category as you do when you define the church as you define it.
And that is the problem, is that George has no standard. So if I were to ask him what color the sky is in the world, in his world today, he could say it's any color that he believes. But I believe that there's an objective truth, George, that does not change outside of you, and it is real and true whether or not you believe in it. And that's the problem. This is our standard. You have none. It's a theological issue. Unfortunately, in 1857, our Supreme Court, in the Dred Scott decision, ruled our black brothers and sisters as property. The Supreme Court at that time was wrong, and there had to be those people that would stand against it. On January 22nd, 1973, our Supreme Court also ruled that little baby boys and girls in their mother's wombs were not fully human. They were wrong, and that's a theological issue, and we have to stand for the rights of those and speak for those who can't speak for themselves. But big bullies like you, George, don't give a rip about those little baby boys and girls.
Now, someone who's 5'7" is a big bully. You really need to put your glasses on.
Compared to a little baby like this, you're a big bully.
Let me go back to the theological issue.
Okay.
What you're saying is it's your theological issue.
No, I'm saying there's a standard. You don't have any standard, George.
I suggest to you that is not the standard.
What is the standard? Well, see, why do you wear the collar? Then take the collar off and wear a tie and be a social worker. And I have no problem with you, George. You could believe that trees are really people, and that would be fine. You could love the grass. I don't care. But what disgraces me and shames the gospel of Christ is that false prophets like you put on a collar backward to prove your backward theology, and you lead people right directly to hell.
Mr. Combs, let me just tell you something. What is happening is you're espousing survival of the fittest. What we are saying is that we must take care of the weak. If you want to kill the weak, that's fine. Mr. Combs, you're wrong.
But if you knew your wife was going to have a baby without a brain, would you still want that child to be born?
Mr. Combs, I gotta love that child. I don't want that to happen, but you know what? The Jesus in me said he didn't give my life for me. It's not my rights, my body, my choice. I don't belong to me anymore. I belong to the weakest, and I'm going to lay my life down. And yes, there's significance in that life, even if you don't see it. There is a little child here that you always overlook. The Down syndrome babies are perhaps the happiest, most beautiful children who bring more life into a family and more life into a society than you could imagine.
That may be the case, but it should be a personal choice, and many families can't afford.
A Down syndrome
hold on a
baby?
second. Many families can't afford to have kids when they know that they're going to be discriminated against by the insurance companies, and they're not going to be able to provide the kind of care for that child that they would like to be able to, and the child is not going to have anything but suffering.
Mr. Combs, I'm really worried about you. If that means if people are brought up in a poor family and maybe the family can't provide for them, we ought to kill them too.
Hang on a second. We've got a lot of people standing by here.